I know there is what I want to say, but I also know there is what you want to hear. And that is the nature of the work we do, and that is the nature of your work. If you allow me today, I called you in this particular office because you have come here before, most of you, in terms of coverage of budget making process. And I called you specifically here because that is actually the agenda. The agenda is that there have been changes, and I felt convinced within myself that given the pivotal role the position held in the workings of our country, in the workings of our nation, in the workings of our various government agencies, development, and every other thing, and because whatever we were doing, I was also updating you regularly, I thought it was important that I call you the way I have done, so that the things you've been reading and the things you have been seeing, I can clarify a few of them and also give my voice on it. And therefore, without wanting to be diplomatic, I also know that is what you came for, because you knew if it was about politics, I would have called you somewhere else. And therefore, I'll only talk about that matter. And I also know that there are expectations of people on what we should say, when, and how. I get messages every day on what I should do and how I should do it. And it is not the appropriate time today for me to talk about those other things. And I am saying it in good faith because that is what we had planned to do. And I have only clarified because in the time I've been a politician, I know there is what you say, but there is also work to be done in terms of coverage. There is also what you may want to report. And that is given because that is the work of a media house. So I've clarified that so that I'll be open to a few questions afterwards. But I just highly request, I am here as a Kenyan. I speak when I want to speak. I know we have interacted in many forums. We know each other person's character in terms of where they need to invoke courage, where they need to invoke whatever they need to say. And I know for sure, I'm not shy to say anything that I feel I need to say. So whatever I may leave unsaid today is basically based on the fact that the reason I called you is the one I'll talk about. And as I start, I first of all want to be very grateful. Myself, personally, for the chance I have had to serve the Kenyan people in the position of the chairman of the Budget and Appropriations Committee in the National Assembly. As you know, and you have interacted, that has been my designation. And that is work we did with a lot of dedication. And I am grateful for that opportunity. I am also very grateful to have interacted with many people as I serve as the chairman of the Budget and Appropriations Committee. Of course, working with the Honorable Mary Amase, who was the vice chairperson, and all the other members, all the other 25 members, incorporating myself and the vice chair who make us 27. I am truly grateful for that chance. That chance of serving as the chairman of the Budget and Appropriations Committee made me understand many things that I scarcely understood before. It made me know the workings of government in terms of its levels, its arms, departments and agencies of government, and how they work. And therefore, as much as it was work, it was also a profound learning experience that I am truly grateful for. I am also thankful for the fact that I had trained as an economist some many years back in KU. And when I got the chance to serve as the chairman of the Budget and Appropriations Committee, I had the first-hand learning of how macroeconomic parameters relate with each other. I was able to first-hand experience the things I was learning, and therefore it was also a continuation of a learning experience, and especially in regards to many macroeconomic factors, how inflation is affected by interest rates, how interest rates affect private enterprise, and many other economic parameters that we hear, but they are also far-reaching in terms of how we live, and they are also far-reaching in terms of what our country becomes. And by the way, out of that experience, in the year 2023, I realized I also needed to upgrade a little bit, because I singularly found that our country, yes, have many challenges, but the overarching challenge that we face as a country are economic challenges in nature. And given the chance I was serving in as the chairman of Budget Committee, I decided to also go back to school. I actually started pursuing 2 master's degrees together. One in KU, Master of Economics in Public Policy, and the other one in the University of Nairobi, that is Masters of Arts in Economics. And I've been pursuing those from 2023, attending class physically, where I needed to attend physically, and those who offer online, also attending class online, and by the way, as a student, not as an MP. And I decided to do that because I also wanted to deepen my knowledge in the economic platform. And the more the reason, I made it my duty to listen in terms of attendance, and also to participate in any other participatory issues that I needed to do as a student. And gratefully, I am actually done with coursework. I am now doing the projects, both of them together, and by the grace of God, I may graduate this year. I am not talking about myself when I talk about going back to school. It is basically because the motivation of pursuing those 2 actually came out of quest